Good evening, all. Good evening. You're welcome to today's forex. Um, you're welcome to plan your trade your plan forex outlook with great white FX. Thank you all for taking your time to attend. Sorry, I started a bit late, so let me not take much of your time. Let me delve down into what the chart has for us today. So, as always, we start with our scheduled fundamental news release. So, looking at tomorrow being the 8th, tomorrow is looking cool and calm. Not so much expected in the news tomorrow, just minor impact, but major high impact at 650. This high impact at 650, let's see, let's get an idea of is due to deliver, that's the Fed chairman Powell, is due to deliver a speech titled Data Dependence in an Evolving Economy. So there is no audience questions expected. So let's just see how it goes. But you just need to be aware. And moreover, it's almost the end of trading day, so no major outlook expected. No major volatility expected. That's for those of you who stop your trading by 6 p.m. West African time. So that out of the way, let's get down to business. So looking at our daily chart, as always, we start with the dollar index. So looking at our dollar index, it seems to be showing a bit of a bullish trend. Seems to be showing a bit of a bullish trend, as you can see. And it's closing back above the daily 13. So let's look at how this looks like on our intraday chart. So as you can see, this kind of like a sideways range. On the, if you look at this on the lower time frame, it's kind of like a sideways range. And as you can see, it's a very, very big bullish engulfing. Very, very big bullish engulfing here. So what we'll be expecting here is to see what happens when price gets to this level. That's just what we'll be watching out to see. What we'll be watching out to see what happens when price gets to this level. If price gets to this level and there's a reaction, that's a rejection to the downside, then we might see dollar weakness. But if it goes straight right through it, as given the way it's looking on the daily, it just might. It just might. Well, if I drop down to my 1 hour time frame, I don't normally do this, but while I was on the 1 hour time frame, I noticed something. So let me just draw this up here. We have a rising channel, and if you observe, it is terminating at this area. So let's see how it plays out tomorrow. If this area holds, then the price might drop back into the channel. Remember, this is on the 1 hour time frame. So let's leave it like this and move over to our next pair, which is gold. So looking at gold closed a bit bearish on the daily. There's a bearish close on the daily. And let's see how that looks like on our intraday, as you can see. So this zone has given way. So this zone will no longer act as support. It's going to possibly now act as a kind of resistance. So you'll be expecting a retest into this zone. If it retests into this zone and drops out, you see the same setup here, you'll be looking for the same setup here. As long as it doesn't go back above 1503.69, it will continue bearish. But should it close back above 1503.39 M69, you might see higher move on this pair. So the next pair we're going to look at is the USD CHF. Let me see. Where is it? Okay. The USD CHF. Well. This is a doji. Nothing so significant. But the storyline here is that if you look at this movement from this high to this low, price rejected severally at the 61.8. And if you notice, the last 2 days thing closed below the 61, the 50%. So now this has closed below the 50%. So now let's look how this will play out on the intraday. Excuse me. So now it's more like still a range. That's just it. It's more like still a range. So this is a range top, this is a range bottom. That's just how you play it. because I can't see it. It has a directional bias. No, I can't see that for now. I cannot see that confidently. So looking at the Euro USD, 3 weeks to the top side, you might see weakness on this pair tomorrow. Might. Nothing is certain. See, rejection here. So now you'll be expecting to watch what happens at this blue area. This is an area of support. If this area holds as support, then price may move higher. So you just need, but there is something here. There's a little something here. There's something here. There seems to be a kind, let me drop down to my 1 hour. There's a rising channel here. There's a rising channel here. Pick this low. Get out here, okay? And put it. There's a rising channel here. So drop back down to my, move back to my 4 hour. So if this level breaks, then there's something else here. You know, sometimes some of these levels, this level can only be seen if you switch to your line chart. If you switch to your line chart and you pick up this high here, go back to your candles. You see what's happening here? So even if this level breaks, it still has 1.0963 to contend with. That's just the scenario. So you just need to be aware of this area. More like a range, but it's slightly sloping upwards. So the next pair we're going to look at is the Euro GBP. So looking at the Euro GBP, let's see how it's looking like on the daily, Euro GBP. Well, this pair can be cunning. It can be pretty cunning. I have something here. I'm picking up something here. That's my concern with this pair. That's why it's been having a bit of a challenge. I'm picking up something here. So now the deal is it has broken out of this falling channel, but there's not enough momentum to push upward. So if we go to the intraday chart, that's why the movement has been kind of like lackluster. There is no follow through, because whenever a pair breaks out of a constriction, that's a channel, it always moves with momentum. But this pair has not shown that. As you can see, this channel here has broken it, but he's not showing that forceful push. So, but if you ask me, he's still gathering, might be gathering momentum to take off. So we need to be careful with this pair. Even though he's not looking so bullish on the daily, the fact that he has exited this channel calls for caution trying to sell it. So the next pair we're going to look at is the GBP USD. Well, the GBP USD seems to be kind of like ranging. It's a bearish close on the daily. A bearish close on the daily, but it's back above a support level. So let's go to our intraday chart to see how this looks like. So now this is a situation now. This is a support area now, and that's where it has found itself. So this pair is more like a range. It's approaching the range loop, so you need to be careful. You do not sell into this area, or you don't try to sell at this area. Instead, you'll be looking for bullish signals away from here. So the next pair we're going to be looking at is the GBP CHF. So looking at the GBP CHF, all the GBP pairs, they don't seem to have so strong a move. Let me look at this GBP CHF. GBP CHF, the same thing too. Same thing. Same thing. This trend line is still intact. As long as this trend line is not broken, you see there's a confluence here. We have this zone, this level here, and we have this trend line. If they still stand, there's a possibility it might move up. And there's something I'm picking up. We might see a double bottom kind of formation here. Remember, I talked about this kind of formation on AUD USD last week. And after that, the AUD USD took off. So we might see that kind of formation here. So that's why it's always good to know where your levels are. If you knew that there was support here, you would not take this. Immediately this candle closed, you will not take a sell position. The candles are important, but more important is where is the candle heading into, or where did the candle close into. When you know where the candle closed into, you have a better chance of taking a better informed decision. So the next pair we're going to look at is the USD JPY. So looking at the USD JPY from the daily point of view, this candle is looking pretty bullish, but it's still below the daily 13. So how do we play this game out now? So you can see this area held. So now, once you get a close above 107.36, if you get a close above 107.36, that's something like this. A good 4-hour close like this, and you get the move higher. But if you go down on the 4-hour chart, this pair might kind of like retest this area here. So if you want to buy this pair, your best option will be from 107.11. You just need to exercise patience. Let the price come down to that level. And if it comes down to that level and gives you a bullish evidence, then you can take a long position. So the next pair we're going to look at is Euro USD. Well, Euro USD seems to Euro yen. Well, this is a bullish close, bullish engulfing. It's bullish engulfing. So now the storyline is, how do we play this on the intraday chart? Now, sorry about this. So looking at this chart now, you see this top area, it has not closed below it, above it, and then there's this falling channel. So if you ask me, the best place to wait for this pair is at 117.44 here. So this area will not be a resistance. I might just remove it. So the best place to, I might just shade this area, turn it to blue, dark blue color. Make it width, make it slightly thicker. And this area slightly thicker. So this area will now be support. If this area holds, then you know it's going to move higher. Because if you look at this, you see this area price has been closing below it severally. And with this long rejection here, it may just drop in here and take off again. So the next pair we're going to look at is the GBP JPY. So looking at the GBP JPY, this is a bullish close off on the daily, but it's still in a kind of like support structure. So what do we expect on this pair now? So there's a potential. Remember what I said? I think there was something I said last week on this pair. Was it on the weekly? Was it on the weekly? Yes. Yes. I said that there's this an anchor candle, and if you notice, it refused to close below it, the open of this anchor candle. So with that knowledge, if you ask me, I would just say you wait for the pullback. If you get the pullback and bullish confirmation, you take a long position, because this pair is gearing up to move to the top side. As you can see, do you see all these wicks? This is a textbook kind of like railway track. It's a railway track. It's a bullish reversal pattern. So we might see more move to the top side. So if it pulls back to 131.64 and it holds, then you expect price to move higher. As you can see, not much of the levels were broken. So the AUD USD, look at the AUD USD. Looking at the AUD USD, it closed bearish from this zone. It's a bearish engulfing on the daily. This trend line and this zone, double confluence, closed above, retest. So most likely we'll be seeing price coming to 67.19 to 67.14 area here. This is where you might be seeing price come to. As you can see already, it has closed out of this zone, tested it. That's what I mean by break and retest. This is a rejection, so it's moving lower now. The next pair we're going to look at is the AUD USD. So this Euro AUD, this is a bullish close. This is a bullish close. So I'm under the notion that this zone might be taken out tomorrow. Maybe, because if you notice, price came into this zone. You see the move up, but it came into this zone but did not drop. So it's still dancing around here. So there is a possibility that this zone might be taken out tomorrow. But if it should happen, let's zoom into the daily. We'll go to the daily. See this falling trend line. That falling trend line comes in around here. That's this black level here. So even if it breaks above here, you need to see what happens here for further action. So the last pair we'll be looking at is the USD card. Looking at the USD card, let's see how it's looking like on the daily. This pair, if you ask me, still has a bullish strike. It seems to be testing all these prior highs here. That is what it seems to be doing. So you have like a flag kind of pattern. So it might just dance into here, then break to the top side. So that is it for today. I thank you all for taking your time to attend this review. I wish you all a beautiful trading day ahead and a beautiful night sleep. So thank you all for coming. Good night.